£500,000, same street, same budget. One of these houses will cost you £62,000 more than the other over the next 10 years, and it is not the one you think. Here is why. Step inside a recently completed £400,000 home in southeast England. The developer promised an award-winning, maintenance-free finish, but the independent surveyor's inspection revealed a room-by-room catalogue of 207 separate failures. These are active financial liabilities. The inspector documented windows that failed to seal, causing immediate heat loss and condensation. Beneath the garden, the main drainage pipe was laid on an uphill gradient, creating a structural flooding hazard. Inside the walls, thermal imaging exposed entire cavities completely missing their insulation, a major construction failure that actively inflates energy bills. Replacing a single window unit costs up to £1,800, while correcting faulty external drainage averages £2,500. These repairs represent massive financial exposure. Buyers assume the 10-year NHBC Buildmark warranty protects them, but the policy is heavily restricted. While the builder is responsible during the first 2 years, this period is often plagued by developer delays and disputes. From year 3, the policy switches to structural-only insurance. It explicitly excludes non-structural elements, like unsealed windows, faulty drainage, and missing insulation. The first-time buyer becomes the developer's unpaid quality control manager, forced to fund these urgent repairs out of their own pocket. Traditional wisdom warns against the older alternative. Buyers fear the Victorian terrace as a financial black hole, haunted by damp, drafts, and structural subsidence. But the physical evidence from a well-maintained 120-year-old property tells a far more stable story. An independent building survey of these older homes costs between £750 and £1,000, offering complete structural transparency. The solid brickwork and lime-based mortar are breathable, highly durable materials. Unlike modern cavity walls, this historic fabric allows moisture to evaporate naturally, preventing the damp issues associated with poorly ventilated modern materials. The original timber roof structures and deep foundations have a visible survival history. Any major structural movement has already occurred, been exposed, and been corrected decades ago. When an owner keeps a documented maintenance ledger, where major works like roof replacements and repointing are scheduled over a 10-year period, these repairs become predictable, one-off capital costs rather than surprise liabilities. While a Victorian buyer inherits a proven visible structural history, the first owner of a new build inherits an untested, unmonitored prototype. They must step into the developer's quality control phase, forced to identify, fund, and resolve systemic construction failures out of their own pocket. Embedded inside the purchase contracts of modern developments lie ongoing liabilities that never appear in marketing brochures. While a Victorian freehold owner pays only standard municipal taxes, many new build buyers are bound to private estate service charges. These management fees, often termed fleasehold, typically cost several £100s per year for basic maintenance, but can climb to £300 to £500 per month on developments with extensive communal amenities. An even more severe trap exists in the leasehold small print. Developers frequently integrated ground rent escalation clauses that double the fee every 10 years. A starting ground rent of £250 per year doubles to £500 in year 11, £1,000 in year 21, and £2,000 by year 31. Over a single decade of ownership, these compounding clauses quietly erode equity. Worse, they quickly push the annual ground rent above lender-acceptable thresholds, triggering mortgage refusals and leaving homeowners unable to sell a property they cannot afford to keep. The modern marketing brochure promises an energy performance certificate rating of B, guaranteeing low utility bills. But independent building performance tests reveal a massive gap between design and reality. Many new builds, engineered for efficiency on paper, actually perform closer to an EPC band D. Thermal bridging and poorly fitted insulation allow heat to escape continuously. This heating failure costs the average homeowner an extra £150 every year, or £1,500 over a single decade. This thermal waste is accompanied by a second structural liability outside the home. Unlike Victorian streets, which local councils adopted and maintained generations ago at zero cost to the resident, modern estate roads and drainage networks often remain unadopted. If local authorities refuse to take over this infrastructure due to substandard developer construction, the homeowners remain legally responsible for the bills. Residents are forced to pay regular contributions into private repair funds for future resurfacing and pipe maintenance, converting communal estate works into an ongoing, unregulated household expense. The financial penalty of a new build begins the moment the keys are handed over. Buyers pay an immediate price premium of 8 to 12% over comparable older properties, an upfront markup that evaporates on completion day, turning into instant paper loss. Unlike a Victorian home, where maintenance expenses are documented, predictable, and largely one-off, the new build's financial exposure is structural, recurring, and compounding. This is not a matter of isolated bad luck. The Competition and Markets Authority's investigation into leasehold mis-selling exposed systematic, exploitative contract terms designed into these developments from the outset. The all-party parliamentary group on build quality confirmed that severe defects are an industry-wide failure of regulation, not individual oversight. While developer trade bodies defend their build standards and warranty protections, the official record reveals a market structure where buyers overpay for a product that depreciates instantly, while inheriting an unregulated stream of ongoing liabilities. Land registry records reveal how these hidden liabilities translate directly into market performance over a 10-year timeline. Newly built homes enter the market with a 23% price premium, but this upfront value quickly degrades. At year 3, the initial premium evaporates. While a maintained Victorian terrace experiences stable demand, the new build's price appreciation stalls as the property loses its brand new status and enters the secondary market. By year 5, the divergence increases. Data shows that many new build owners face a sharp reduction in equity during this midterm window. Buyers in the resale market become wary of developments plagued by estate fees and unresolved infrastructure disputes, weakening demand. At year 10, the financial trap is fully realised. The Victorian terrace, unburdened by ongoing charges, remains highly liquid and attractive to lenders. In contrast, the decade-old new build must compete with newer phases of construction nearby, forcing the original owner to absorb the heavy cost of depreciation. The premium paid on day 1 becomes a permanent exit weakness. The market divergence forces a stark calculation onto the buyer's balance sheet. An owner who bought the new build with a 90% mortgage faces an immediate threat of negative equity as that upfront premium evaporates. If they must sell at year 5 or 10, they are forced to absorb a massive capital hit. The Victorian homeowner, meanwhile, builds steady equity, backed by stable demand and an asset free from private estate liabilities. When the final ledger is tallied over a decade of ownership, combining the lost purchase premium, private management fees, unadoptable infrastructure liabilities, energy shortfalls, and out-of-pocket repair costs for construction failures, the new build has drained exactly £62,000 more than the older home. This is the cost trap. While the cash spent during occupancy hurts, the permanent loss of capital at sale causes the ultimate damage, leaving one buyer highly liquid and the other financially underwater. Glossy brochures still promise effortless living, but as build quality declines and estate fees rise, the safest bet is rarely the newest one. The true cost of a home isn't the contract price, it is the financial reality left behind when developers move on. Subscribe for more consumer investigations.